Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Writing with Dice podcast, a podcast where film nerds write an outline to a brand new movie every single week using our custom dice game. I'm Colin. With me, as always, is Liberty, and today we have a special guest, Jefferson. Jefferson, how you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm good. What's going on with y'all?
I'm good. Just excited to be doing this again. We had some difficulties last week, so we couldn't do it, but happy to be doing it this week. Lib, how you doing?
All right.
I'm doing good. As always, I think we're going to come up with a good script today, good movie idea. And with Jefferson here, I think we should make it clear that the profit sharing on this movie, it's 30-30-30. So we each get 30% of the revenue. 10% goes to whoever makes it. But that's decent, right? That's fair.
I don't know about that. I feel like I should at least get like 60. You feel me?
Ooh,
60,
60%.
You come on the show and you're asking for 60.
Jeez.
Damn, he's starting the negotiations high. I can respect that.
All right, so we have a special episode today with our special guest. As I'm guessing many of you don't know, Jefferson, he is a local Toronto TikTok sensation. We went to school with him back at Fanshawe, did our videography school there. And you're a big fan of sports, aren't you, Jefferson?
A little bit. I dabble.
He says as he's wearing are you wearing a Blue Jay shirt right now?
This is trying to organize.
Oh God, I can't. My eyesight is terrible. I saw Toronto though.
Yeah,
so he's got a football.
Bold font, you got it.
Football shirt on. For today's episode, we're gonna be movies that immediately comes to mind, stuff like Space Jam. For me, it was always Coach Carter. What are some of your guys' favorites?
Mighty Ducks. It's got to be Mighty Ducks for me.
Mighty Ducks, great one. Jefferson, anything?
First thing that comes to mind, Remember the Titans. That's a classic.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a classic.
That one hit you in the feels. That one got you emotional. Holy shit.
That's a good one.
That was like that old school. That was like a movie all about family before Fast and Furious, monopolized the family shit. Remember the Titans was doing it first.
Family. It's all about family.
I remember as I did travel football and stuff that we had to watch. I watched Remember the Titans, but honestly, every time it slapped, even to this day, it's a good movie. It holds up. Denzel's.
Right.
He's gonna be awesome and everything. So I'm not gonna say we're gonna make the Titans today, but
we are.
then that's what we are gonna say. We are gonna be making the next room. Except today's episode, we're not going genre, and then from there we're gonna pick the genre, which there isn't a whole lot of genres when it comes to sports. That's the two. Can you name a horror sports movie? It's just not a thing. So I think if we're all ready, I say we just hop right in.
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, absolutely. Just FYI, Lib, your audio is cutting in and out just a little bit.
Oh, I thought that was my earphones. I was scared as shit. I was scared as shit.
It's not you. It's Lib. It's Lib's audio. It's just clipping every now and again.
I think. All right.
I can cuss, right?
Yeah, you can cuss here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. If we couldn't cuss here, we would have been in trouble a long time ago.
Yeah.
Watch it back. I'm adjusting my cord and stuff, and I'm if this whole game is gonna be Liv just going, I'm in trouble.
Hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully it's not. We aren't really known for having the absolute best setups here, because things have gotten a little janky between my internet, Lib's webcam. Things have just been things have been a little sketchy here and there. And okay, Lib's back.
I was scared for my life.
No, it's not you, man. I think we're good.
That's why I switched right before we got on. That's why I switched headphones. I'm like, okay.
I don't know if I'm coming through my mic right now. I think it might be picking me up through my laptop. Am I still cutting out?
No, you're good now.
I don't know.
Right.
Discord hates me. I tend to leave the call and have to come back about 3 times an episode. So just be ready for that, Jefferson.
Okay.
But on that note.
Yes.
I'll make sure we can do a halftime show while we're waiting for you or something.
Yeah. have all of your sets ready.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
expecting some live comedy. But I say we get right into it.
Yes.
First thing we're doing is we're rolling a D6 to see if we're going to have a regular single sport movie or the other option, which is we're going to do a combined sports movie. So we might get a soccer and basketball movie, or if we want to just combine the sports, we get soccer, baseball. We could do like
it's like baseball.
soccer,
You just gotta
that's
combine the sports
shit.
for the
That's
game.
my
Oh
shit.
yeah. All right, so
it's our choice. If we want to do two sports or combine them into one sport, those are the two things. But let's roll first. See what we got for
If it's
our
not cheese
first one.
rolling, I'm absolutely out of here.
all right.
I'm
All
shooting.
right. Well, I just rolled an odd, so we do have to roll for 2 sports and combine
We
the
have
sports.
combined sports. Nice. All right. D12s. Let's see what our first sport is before we mix this up.
The first sport we got is boxing or fighting.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, and this isn't. Well, I mean, it could be like street fighting, but I was gonna say usually this is organized fighting. You know, like
Okay.
ultimate fighting, boxing, sort of vibe. Yeah, MMA. Doesn't have to just be in the ring. Are we making the Jake Paul biopic? We don't know.
Oh shit! Oh
It
shit!
might be so disrespectful, but that's a possibility. Let's see what we're combining it with, though. That's the thing.
We are combining it with 2 baseball.
Ooh.
A baseball fighting. So we have to create like a full contact baseball type sport here. Where they're going full contact. They're fighting.
Revolutionary new sport.
Absolutely.
Charging the mount. It would.
I
It
would
would.
sell
So
tickets,
charging the
bro.
mount is like a regular thing then. It's
Because I
like
was getting nervous about the boxing when you said the Jake Paul thing. Because if we do a biopic of that, like people are spending like $20 just to see like 2 people hug and relive that. So I don't know. If
we throw baseball in the mix though.
I mean, yeah, baseball, contact baseball. That would be that sells some tickets. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hell yeah! I'm
Alright,
excited for it already. Shit.
Let's see. So baseball wise, I know Jefferson, you're a big baseball guy. I watch a little bit of baseball. Colin, you watch any baseball?
A little. I used to watch baseball, but then like I lost interest in it because my fucking home team sucked. We didn't win a single match, so I just like lost all
Fair
interest in
enough.
the sport.
Well, but you know about the sport though, so we got that down. I'm a big like MMA fighting dude. I love like fighting and stuff. Are you guys like into MMA fighting at all? UFC?
I'm like I don't know much about it. Like I know what's going on. I always hear in the news.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I'm about the same.
But, like that's the one like out of all the sports, that's the one sport. Well, that and bowling.
All right.
Maybe.
Well,
Don't
say
really know.
bowling.
Yeah, that. And
Oh yeah,
bowling.
bowling's
I
in
don't know
the.
much. Bowling.
I was kind of hoping for bowling, and then we got the thing where you had to insert an athlete because I don't know any fucking pro bowlers at all. Like rather
have you
right
seen
now
that
or
video
through history.
Of, the who do you think you are? I am guy.
Yes, that
Oh,
dude.
Yes, yes.
The only bowling reference I can make.
Bro, oh my god, that was the greatest.
That
I
would've been
remember
good.
when that happened back in like 2012 or something like that, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, like
I
seeing
wanted
it
to
on
run
like
through a wall
ESPN
after
and
that.
shit.
Put on my bowling shoes, run straight through a wall. Mom, sign me up for bowling classes. Let's go. Like, oh
Let's
my
go.
goodness. Like that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, well let's go right next to our first wild card. We know we got like full contact baseball, where it's not even contact, like fighting is a part of it. The other option we could do, we don't have to commit to it, is that we could do like a guy who's like a baseball player, but he also wants to do competitive fighting, or he has to. Like we can do both of the sports separately.
Okay.
I'm leaning a bit towards hybrid baseball fighting because the dudes at the bat have a giant wooden bat, and if we're allowing fighting, are we going WWE rules? Like he's got the bat, he's allowed to use it. Like I don't know, but let's get into our first wild card. See how we're mixing this up already. Colin, you want to roll us a D20 and see what we get?
The first D20 we're rolling is 9. And what is a 9?
The 9 is that our protagonist reveals a dark truth about themselves late in the script.
Oh shit.
Okay,
We just gotta
so-
pull out a plot twist that the protagonist is doing some dark shit in their life. There's some
He's
weird
got an edge.
thing.
This guy's got an edge. This main dude, whoever he might be. I mean, he's playing full contact baseball. He's got to have a little bit of instinct, I guess. I don't know. But we got to keep that in mind when we're making this dude, that he's got to have sort of a dark side to him. I don't know. I can't think of very many sports characters that have dark, edgy sides. Maybe Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard when
You
he
know
was
what?
shaving
I
points.
was waiting for that. So I've seen past episodes. You gotta always every episode you gotta mention Adam Sandler.
What? He's an
love Adam
icon.
Sandler. You either hate him or you love him.
I've seen
What
enough
side
Adam
are you
Sandler
on?
movies. I've seen enough of his movies. I gotta reference him at some point. All right, I can't not reference. I have no
I love
joke
to hate him
gotten,
and hate to love him.
I have gotten girls' phone numbers because of my knowledge of Adam Sandler movies. I'm not exaggerating with that. It's happened.
Wait a damn minute.
I'm not. It's fucking
I feel like-
happened. It's
Okay.
clutch, man.
Moving past Adam Sandler, as great or bad as he is, we got to go first into rolling some of the rolling a d6 and see if we're going to talk about a protagonist or antagonist here. Sports movies, usually the antagonist is more like a rival. You know, it tends to be the bad guy team. And Dodgeball, it's the Cobras and Ben Stiller. You know, and it's like a little bit less of like the edgy like kill your family. I mean, it can be, I guess. I don't know,
baseball,
but
anything goes, bro. Pop in the stands and get it going.
you know, this dude killed my dad in the '80s playing contact baseball, and I had to come up the league
Right.
just to fight him. Oh God, it's okay. Let's roll a d6 first. See if we're talking about a protagonist, antagonist first.
All right.
Let's see what we get.
We rolled a 2, so that means we're rolling
Two
for our protagonist.
All right. So, I guess here's another thing we can kind of talk about. Is he playing at the professional level, or is he playing at the minors trying to get up to the professional level? Or is this an underground baseball league that shouldn't be going on? What do you guys think?
I think we'll end up with that depending on what we roll for our setting, because we have setting being small town at a major games event, a major city, and I feel like the what level he's playing, our protagonist is playing at, is going to end up coming from that.
Jefferson, what are you leaning towards? What would you like to see?
I mean, everybody loves like the journey, seeing the journey from the minor leagues up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, if it's in the Olympics, we could this budget goes a little bit up in the movie. So
That's true.
I kind of want to see that like Olympic event, bro.
Because I like with those like at games Olympic stuff, you get to do that kind of trope of, you know, regular American person. They go culture shock in another side of the world and all that shit, and then what I like with that too is that you often have like this underdog team of, you know, Canadians or USA up against, you know, the hardcore Korean team that's better,
Right.
which is just not true. The American team is always going to be better in like 90% of sports movies, but
Hey, we could
you
switch
know.
it up. We can make the Americans the villains.
Oh, and that's always a good idea.
I already like that. I already want that to be like in the script, just
make our
as it
protagonist
is.
Dominican and then the rival
Yeah.
American. Let's get it. Let's get
Oh, I'm into it. All right, I'm keeping that in. Anywho, we got a protagonist first. Let's roll D12, see what we get for his first trait.
Yes.
And this is kind of our baseball kind of like the underdog kid. It feels like in this story going against the Americans. He grew up in the Dominican, didn't have as much. So let's see what his first trait would be.
First trait is a 2.
Patient.
Patient. They're a very
Okay,
patient
so he's not a
person.
hothead.
They're not.
I mean,
They're
you gotta
not
be
hotheads.
patient to play baseball.
Well,
Is that
maybe they're
grappler?
going against the
He's
grain with
not-
it. You think to play the violent
He's-
baseball, everyone's got to be like hot-headed, always going for it, just very gung-ho. Maybe this guy's like patient when he's very zen with the way he actually plays the sport. He like puts himself into slow motion and
dude.
shit, and is able to dodge the bats that other players are swinging at him.
Right.
You can work.
He's like a monk. He's like dialed in with his chi, and that comes through baseball. I guess. Full contact baseball. All right.
It's like the Ichiro of
Patient.
like contact baseball. How Ichiro
Yeah,
played the
yeah,
game,
yeah.
he was very just lax, and all he would do was like hit the ball 2 meters and then just run to first. And
I
he'd
think
beat the
that-
throw out.
Depending on what we see with his other traits, patient. You also don't get a lot of cockiness. Like this kind of like tends to seem like, you know, more of the quiet. You know, Kawhi Leonard doesn't. He ain't bragging after wins. He wants the wins. That's the
It's
type
kinda
of dude we're
different from
looking
like
at.
what
maybe.
we're like contact baseball. Maybe he's kind of like the black sheep of the kind of the team.
Oh,
And he's trying to,
yeah.
and maybe his dark secret is maybe he's like, he has to do this, like he got blackmailed and he has to play this to be able to go up to the ranks of like actual baseball. I don't know. We just started, you know, we just started.
That's a good idea.
I thought you were gonna say that his dark secret is that he like anime protagonist. It's like if he lets himself go over the edge, he'll just fucking kill everyone on the like. He's like holding this like he's holding the beast within by being patient, and he's like, "Don't you can't push me past further beyond I'm used to, or I'll strike you down."
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, kind of deal.
Yes, I'm into it.
We got some ideas. Let's see what our next trait is.
Is the next trait? Oh, I gotta bring the thing up. We're rolling a 12.
Oh my god.
12.
A 12.
Sorry, what's that? Beautiful. Oh, this man's hot.
Oh, he's hot as fuck. I feel like that's just part of the course. They're the lead character in a movie. They've got to be an actor. They got to be kind of hot.
But like with that being said, though, usually when you think about characters that are distinguished as ugly, that plays something into the character. So, how would distinguishing that this dude is beautiful? How is that going to play into the character? Because, like, you know, he's in this rough sport, but he's like a pretty boy. Like, but what? Patient. He's like the quiet, pretty boy on the team. Could be that fits into the black sheep a bit more.
Right.
Sort of like he's a team of like old, you know, old rough dudes that are used to.
Yeah, like a bunch of vets that are all banged up, and he's kind of the new guy.
And he's like reinventing the game. Right. Like this dude's a precision hitter. He's dodging punches and running the bases.
Right.
Like best runner in the league because he's not getting stopped. He's quick. Oh, he's shifty. Oh, I like that. So we're looking at a dude who's younger, seen as less experienced, but in actuality, he's just playing the game different. He's reinventing it.
Okay.
I like that.
And that kind of plays into the he doesn't want to be violent thing, and rather for the reasons of he just isn't a violent person, but he's got to play this game, or that he is trying to hide the true violence or something like that. But I like the idea. We create this like really crazy, gritty sport, and then our main dude is somebody who's not playing the sport it's supposed to be, and like maybe he's getting hate on it at first with the team. Nobody likes him, but then he's starting to turn them around and say, "Let's look at how we play the game. Let's look how we reinvent it."
Hey, we on a roll.
Not bad.
Yeah.
We on a roll.
This is coming together
it
nicely.
Is like
shit. Oh, exactly. That's why I asked 60% off rip.
He's the one Canadian dude on the Dominican team. All right. We got one more. We got to get his negative trait. As we say on this show, characters need to have at least 1% of depth. So we give them one negative trait to bounce all the positives out. So let's see what negativity this guy has in his kit.
This guy's negative trait is a 3. Where the 3 is...
greedy.
Oh, shit. Oh, that throws a wrench in it.
Patient, beautiful, and greedy.
That can play into the dark secret. He's got to he's doing this for a contract or something. He's doing it for money. Like motivation maybe his motivation lies in money and he doesn't reveal that to everybody else.
That's an interesting 3 traits right there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where greedy would really come into play.
Patient, beautiful. Like I don't know what to do with that, but greedy, bro.
Maybe he's a bit of a ball hog. Maybe he's in it for glory somehow. He just wants to be the center of attention.
Maybe he wants to change the game because he wants to prove he's the best or something. Maybe it's not about winning or something. Like maybe it's it's not he's doing it in spite almost, you know.
Trying to get that G Fuel endorsement. That's all he's
He's got his priorities straight.
Exactly.
It's like this character is so normal and likable until he has this monologue all about endorsements, and she's like, "And I do it for one thing," and they're like, "Family." He's like, "Nah, sponsorships." I'm trying to get Nike sponsoring me right now, guys. We're playing full contact baseball. It's not easy to get Nike on board. Like, come on.
You're not bad. He just looks at the camera. This bad is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
He'll take any That's his downfall, is that he'll take any sponsorship deal.
Right.
He'll take he doesn't even investigate. If you're throwing money at him to promote something, he will.
Fuck.
All right, so we can mold how that greediness goes, but as of now, I'm saying this is our main dude. He's playing on, Dominican team. He's playing on the team that's going up against the big USA team, and they're a rough team that hasn't been doing very well, and he's kind of coming in and reinventing the game. That's kind of what it looks like. Also, could be, I like the idea of a player. Sports movies also, it doesn't have to be a player. We could do a coach. We could do a young coach who's coming and trying to turn this team around. Kind of like Ted Lasso. He, coming in, trying to flip the team around with positivity and stuff. Now, Ted Lasso's like a super altruistic guy, but I mean, like, this with Greedy, I don't see that happening with our guy, but it's a possibility. We could go the coach route too. Just some things we're thinking about. But let's start sharpening out the rival. And I think that the rival and the way the rival looks is going to kind of dictate how the team looks in general, like the Team USA team. Like, he's gonna hold all of the values that the team represents.
Yeah.
So let's get into it and roll our first D12, see what their positive trait is first.
So the positive trait of the antagonist, first roll is a 7. And a 7 is...
Persistent. Okay.
Persistent.
He's persistent. That makes sense. That lines up. That's a good antagonist. Someone who's not... This rival is, willing to... And I think with that, maybe willing to go a little bit too far in order to get those dubs, get those Team USA dubs,
Yes. And they're going to be a constant pain in the ass for the Dominican team, for their protagonists. Because we just got to have that constant fear of, oh, fuck the Americans. Oh, fuck the Americans. We have that constant fear in the audience. In the audience's mind, like, oh, the Americans are going to murder
That's
this
like
guy.
a war movie. Jesus.
It basically is a war movie. We're basically making a war movie, except the war is played out on the field.
Occurred, but it's baseball. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right. So going next, we get our first negative trait of our protagonist, because the protagonist gets 2 negative traits, only 1 positive.
Yes.
But his positive thing is he's persistent. Let's see what his first negative thing is.
First negative trait is a 6. Which is
Selfish.
Ooh.
Okay, selfish,
sense.
greedy. So we got 2 opposites there. Alright.
So there's like 2. So selfish, you tend to think that this dude's going to be like an asshole. He's going to be yelling at his team. Again, very much Ben Stiller in Dodgeball, where even though they were the bad guys, he was constantly critical of his teammates and, like wanting the glory for himself. That kind of dude. And with Greedy, it's like it's very similar to a bit more specific. One being more like narcissistic, one being more about self-interest, whatever, financially or glory-wise. So it could be 2 dudes who are kind of, both trying to carry the team on their back, but in doing so are isolating their team away from them. You know what I mean?
That works. I like
What do
that
you
a
think?
lot.
When you guys think some selfish bad guys, what are some other traits you guys think of?
Oh. Selfish bad guys.
Or
in
like
sport
things that
movie.
come up in films with them.
They would probably do things that would detriment their own team,
Sports
but they're trying to like do better for themselves. So they're really trying to like go for the goal themselves instead of passing it over to the teammate who might have the better shot for it. And then eventually the team around them is going to end up resenting them, and that's going to end up being the hubris, the downfall of the antagonist.
Like this dude could easily come up, sacrifice bunt for the game-winning run, but this dude's gonna come up and he's gonna go for the homer. He's gonna swing for the fences, which is a lot more dangerous. But if he gets it, he gets he's dope because he hit a grand slam or something like that.
It's
Like
exactly
that's
like,
the type of player.
Bernie Mac, a baseball, Mr. 3000. Have you guys seen that one?
Oh my, a long ass
I know
time
what it
ago.
is, I
You just
haven't
like
seen
opened
it.
up a fever dream from my fucking past of that movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, because he's like trying to get his 1,000 hit, and spoiler alert, he was like the selfish guy who's hitting tanks like all day, and then finally he's like at 2,999, and then to win the game he actually bunts and doesn't get his hit, but he scores the run to win the game at the end. So that
Oh,
Aw.
at the end I would never fucking bunt to win the game, bro. I'm gonna go but
all day. That's literally when I play MLB The Show. That's my dude. Home run or nothing. Like I'm not. I'm not fucking
I'm bunt
bunting.
cheesing all day.
Oh
If my
yeah, I
guy's
forgot
over
that's a
80,
thing in the game.
80 speed, bro. I'm bunting.
All right. let's look at our second negative trait. Kind of flush this guy out a bit because I feel like he's pretty one-dimensional, selfish, and persistent. Kind of works. So let's see if there's any extra depth we get with this other negative trait there.
And we're rolling a 2. Ooh, shit. They're cruel. Oh, fuck.
Dude isn't afraid to, like, fucking throw hands at his own team in the game, you know? Cruel. Like, this dude's, like, he'll deck his own dude just to get an out, you know? That type of play, like... Because we can lean into the violence, because it's a violent sport we're creating.
This
so...
coming out on HBO Max. we about to pull out all the stops.
And that pairs well with our one guy who's patient and more cool-headed, is a hot-headed, Dude, what if this guy was like a pitcher and he just fucking beamed people when they pissed him off?
Ooh,
like,
fuck.
a lot. Like, you know, like, and that was cool. You're allowed to do that. And the thing is, on a bean, it's like a bunt. If you can get up and run, you get the base. But if you're down, like, it's an out. I'm sorry.
Have you guys
So
ever
this
watched...
dude's like...
Have you guys ever watched Eastbound and Down?
Oh my god.
Why am I imagining our protagonist is just like fucking Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down?
Danny Powers. Bro,
Powers.
oh my goodness, I love that show so much.
He's at least gotta have that hairstyle,
I like
right?
that.
He's like uber,
Yeah.
like he's uber American, comes out with like the American flag tied around his neck with the fireworks. Like, no, definitely. This is
absolutely.
I like that. He's gonna have like the curly mullet too, like the Jerry curl mullet.
100%. 100%.
Straight out of the 80s.
All right, I'm on board. So then, with that, I think we got our protagonist antagonist kind of wrapped up.
Yes.
So we got 2 more wild cards to fuck this fuck this script up even more.
Awesome. 2 more wild cards. Okay,
Let's see our first one.
First of the wild cards is 6.
An over-the-top plot twist that Jefferson must create.
Why?
All right, what you got, man?
All right, this is all you, Jefferson. So
Plot
if you want to
twist.
save it till later, we can save it till later.
Alright, you can come back to
and
me
you
on
could just
that
throw it in. All right, we'll wait till we're actually like making the story step by step, and then as soon as you want to interject and then throw in a plot and over the top, like it's like this dude's got to be his dad or something. I don't know, something fucking stupid as shit. And it's all you. It's all you for that one. So we'll move on. We'll wait. You can cash that in later. But
okay.
let's get our next wild card to mess us up.
Right, the next wild card is 18.
18. Your protagonist must be moved from his previous situation at the start of the movie, a complete change to the character setting. So, kind of the idea when I was writing this one is the idea of trying to think of, I forget what it is, basketball movie where this dude was at this big school, you know, big fancy school, really good school, all that stuff. His family moved for business. He had to go play at the small town school, and small town school was like, we like to pass, and he was like, I like to dribble and shoot. So kind of the idea of getting accustomed to one thing, having to move very early on in the movie, and then adapt. So I think that actually works well into our script. Maybe this dude was a flashier player from, you know, Canada or maybe somewhere else, and he moved down to the Dominican with his family, and he didn't want to go play Dominican ball there, but he's going to because he likes baseball, and then boom, whole world's changed. So that's kind of the flip that we got to do here. So we got to think, what kind of world is this dude in originally before he comes over to the old vets and the different baseball? What was he playing like back then?
I feel like
what type of situation?
You said it just right there. Like he's from the wealthier school, wealthier neighborhood, wealthier place, whatever, and is used to kind of being the star player, the flashy guy, getting all the points on his own, and then has to move to somewhere else, some other school, whatever, and where things are a little different, done very differently.
What if they played normal baseball where he was from? They just played regular baseball. He comes down to the Dominican, and the Dominican's like, we got different rules down here, son.
He's got to teach them to be violent.
I was thinking like he's in a prestigious league in the U.S. or whatever, and then they're playing normal baseball, right? His beam charges the mound with the bat. He gets in like huge trouble. The only league that lets him play all the way in Dominican, and for his love of baseball, he goes there.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
like an
really
assault
good.
charge, or like beat him near death.
Dude. Greedy, the only league, the only team that will pay him,
Right.
that'll give him a contract,
Right. There you go.
is this
There you
team
go.
in the Dominican.
Go.
Oh, dude, and then the scrimmage that they were setting up to play is against the fucking pitcher that beamed him, and that's our dude right there.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. There
Love
you
it.
go.
Holy
That's
shit.
our dude. All right, so this dude played regular baseball, and he was up against that jackass, and this dude always had beef. Oh wait, what if they were teammates?
Oh, he's like playing against his former best friend from the team. Oh, from the team that cut him.
What if they were like teammates, and they were both like kind of cocky dudes, but then, like maybe it's in like a practice he charges him and shit, and then he gets like blacklisted by the league. What do you think? What are you thinking,
Good
Jeff?
idea.
What are you leaning more towards? Rivals from the start or friends from the start that have to become rivals?
I like the best friends idea, to be honest. Like, they were boys before, and I don't know, man.
Some shit. Oh, and that's what we allude to as the dark past is before all we see is that practice where he beams them and he charges the mound and then gets kicked off the team and blacklisted.
Right.
But there's something before that he wouldn't just beam him for no reason. So we got to start thinking, what is the real snap? Everyone thinks the beam and then the charge them out and that's what it was, but there was something else before that.
Oh shit. Or are we gonna
Dark
do
twist?
are we gonna do the classic lovers to enemies twist?
Oh my God.
They were really boys and that. Okay, all right. So we kind of got that. He had to move. He got blacklisted and then took a contract in the Dominican League. And he was going to play and be the star player, but he didn't really believe in the team or anything like that. All right. Okay, I like that. So I think with that wild card, we're going to move on to our protagonist motivations. We're going to roll D20. And we kind of like got money, career in here, but let's see if there's anything else that's building up with the protagonist motivation here. Because that always comes in and mix it up. Maybe there's something else. If we get Save the World, that's going to fuck with us. Also, we do have one mulligan, and this tends to be the one where we use it. So, let's see what we roll for a D20, Colin, what we get.
It's only a D12 because there's only 12 there, but yes.
It's only a D12, my bad.
All right, and for the D12, rolled an 8.
It from point A to point B. Okay, so maybe he's trying to get back in the league.
Yeah.
He's trying to get back into the league he was in, and then this scrim is a good opportunity for him to show that he deserves to be back in the league or whatever. But like, you know, maybe him being flashy to get back in the league is harming to the team in some way or something like that. Almost like we are rooting for this guy to succeed, but he is kind of being a jackass until he eventually learns teamwork or something and stays in Dominican, whatever the ending may be, you know? But that makes sense. Point A to point B. So his true motivation is like, yeah, he's greedy, but he wants to get back in the league. He wants to get back to where he was, and maybe not back on the same team. Like it's like almost like this like selfish, like I want to get back in the league so I can go, you know, crank a 500-footer on that dude.
Right.
And it's like, man, maybe you should look inward because you have deep-rooted personal issues that come out in baseball. But you know, we ain't gonna talk about that yet. So I like that. That's kind of his main objectives. He wants to get back in the league. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We don't know. We'll see what the script says. But moving on to that, we're going to roll a D6 and see the setting. Because we're going to see where he's kind of moving to in here. Or like where this is set up.
Yes, and this is the one that's
D6
really going to
go.
mostly influence it, because that's going to decide if we're just in a small town, if we're actually going big with this, like having to play at the Olympics, or if we're going to space jam this shit and have them go play with the fucking Looney Tunes or some shit.
Because that is an option. And the one thing we have to remember on this show is no matter how cool an idea we come up with, it can all get fucking blown up by one roll.
Oh my God.
So, we'll see what the dice gives us. Colin, have you rolled the D6 yet?
I have not. I'm rolling a 2.
It's at the Major Games event. It's at an Olympics. Okay,
Let's fucking go. Awesome.
This is
that
what I
makes
wanted.
sense. So the thing is, we don't have to do Olympics because if you're thinking contracts and stuff like that, then Olympics doesn't make up. But let's say there's like a national sports teams event, like National Baseball.
World Baseball
They like
Classic,
sign
something like
dudes
that.
and stuff. Yeah, shit like that. So this is a big event, and like that with this one, it means that it's not like a scrim or like just a state championship. This is like big event, millions of people showing up. ESPN's gonna be on it. That sort of shit's gonna be happening with this event, which makes sense because we're going up against,
World's
it's
best.
gonna be, yeah. So I think that we can go with just like a world baseball tour. It's all like world teams, and it's like this team is barely gonna scratch through in the qualifiers, but then underdog Dominican scrappy team fucking climbs their way to the top, makes it to the championship, sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
Yes.
So with that, I think that already comes like a montage of them like winning games and shit. Like we're not gonna show all of the games, but in like good sports movies, they tend to show like 3 or 4 games along with the practices.
Yeah.
Because we gotta show them get their ass kicked once because they don't work as a team. We gotta show them like barely scrape by a win, and then they progressively get better from that. That's usually how they work, depending where we want to go. We could, I mean, if we truly wanted to, we could just tank it and they just fail at the qualifiers and then don't make it to the championship.
It was like
Awful.
sitting there, the whole movie is
Anywho.
them just sitting there watching it on TV. Like, man, I could have made it. We could have made it.
It would have been so cool if we were here.
Okay.
Then we can include an
Alrighty.
Uncle Rico kind of vibe.
Yes. Yes.
Just an after credit scene of him talking about how he used to be such a goat. Everyone's like, yeah,
Him
okay,
outside
dude.
his van with the camera. Just,
Just like bragging to his friends, like, how much you want to bet I could hit a baseball living in mountains?
Oh god. Oh my god, Favin, that is such a great idea. He said that for the final game, his team will throw him back for the final. They're worried about the other team. So his team in the championship is like, we'll come back to our team, we'll sign you right now. And then but then he has to choose between going back to his old team that kind of fucked him over, big contract, great team, or staying with the scrappy team he's been fighting with. And I like that. What do you guys think?
I feel like that. I feel like that is
Maybe
that is another type of stuff that we always see in these movies. We always get that final offer
That
of
is
just like
true.
the payout of just like, oh, I could get out of this and get what I said that I wanted the
But I've
entire
worked
time.
so hard with this team that I'm clearly all best friends with. I don't know what I'm gonna choose. Like, same shit. Anywho, with the setting there, we kind of got our protagonist, antagonist, and their motivation pretty well down pat. So lastly, we got 3 more wild cards to fuck up this script before we start going into actually pounding out what the script's gonna look like.
Yes, one
So-
thing before we do the last wild cards that I want to do. We keep just calling it contact baseball. We need. I think we need a name for this sport that we've invented. This fully contact, fucking murderous baseball. What are we calling it? We need to name this.
Punch ball.
I don't.
Maybe
I
not
don't
punch
hate
ball.
it. I don't hate it.
murder ball.
Murder ball. I actually
Is
like
murder
that.
ball from something? That sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar. I don't know. That's
Ball.
definitely from something.
Is
Murder
that from
ball.
Gears of War?
Murder ball.
No, it's
oh
a
no,
movie.
that's a movie. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, Murder Ball is a movie from
It's about wheelchair
2005.
basketball.
What the fuck? It is.
No, it's about wheelchair rugby.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a
It's a
documentary. Holy shit.
documentary.
Yeah.
Jesus
This
Christ.
is kind of cool. I don't want to jack their shit. That's awesome.
Copyrighted though?
Hey, we don't
Yeah.
want to piss off the Murder Ball players, all right?
Right.
Oh, Favin said base brawl. That's an idea.
Oh shit.
Base
There you
brawl.
go.
There you go.
We found
Gavin,
that
thank
one.
you.
Holy.
We're gonna just call the league the MLB, and then they're like, "You can't do that." Well, it's Major League Baseball. It's different, dude. You can't fucking sue us. Just have the baseball guy pointed the other direction. Easy, and we free. No lawsuits coming with it.
Yes. Hell yeah. They're fighting
right,
for the
so-
baseball championship. They're fighting for the BBC. It's
Oh my god.
I
Playing at the
apologize.
baseball. They're playing at the baseball classic too. They're playing at the BBC to win the BBC.
Hell yeah.
For that BBC,
They're
bro.
going for it. They're going for it. They're taking it like champs.
That's all you want in life
Dude,
from
just-
that BBC, bro. I won't
Okay,
stop
okay.
until I'm BBC champion, bro. I will not stop until I'm BBC champion.
See, go.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Let's just roll some wild cards. Let's get away from the BBC. We established it, but
You can never get away from it.
hey, Colin, roll the damn dice.
And from it, dread it. The BBC always comes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The new wild card.
Uh,
Okay. The first and the last wild
all
cards.
Yep.
Okay. I rolled a 2.
The protagonist has a unique item that they keep on them. This is important to the character than, for example, like a gift from a friend or a picture of a parent. So the one thing I was thinking when I thought specifically baseball is like a necklace or something like that. He's got to have something that ties to his past that he keeps on him at all times. And do not say fucking BBC.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
No, you.
I don't know.
I
what
just
that
saw
is.
Colin
I'm
smirking,
sorry, I'm
so I
sorry.
just fucking...
I just can't get the.
All right.
I just can't get the BBC out of my head.
One thing I'm thinking as a baseball player is that he can keep something in his hat, right?
Okay.
Like in the inside of the rim of his hat, something like that. Or it could be a chain. Baseball players wear a lot of like chains, necklaces, stuff like that. So what is some things you think this guy could have that maybe ties to his past? Could tie to the friend, could tie to the dark event, or could tie to just like his family or something like that.
Okay. So since he's like a patient guy now, so basically, if we're sticking with the story of just like, you know, he caught a case in the old league because, you know,
Mhm.
that guy like half to death, right? You know, maybe every time he's like almost, you know, over the edge of just absolutely just going ballistic, takes off his hat. There's a picture in the brim, inside of the hat.
Yeah, and the inside.
And, it's the mangled body of the guy he beat the shit out of.
Oh shit!
And he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Fuck. That's dark as
He's gotta,
fuck. I
like,
love
he's
it.
gotta restrict himself. Holy shit. Oh my god.
That is
okay.
dark, but I love it. I love it.
So he has
HBO
it's a
Max, we
violent
gotta go,
reminder.
bro. It's HBO
Okay,
Max.
that's
We
true.
we gotta fit the times.
So he's got a fucking mangled picture of the absolute bodying he did of another human being. And he just looks at it and goes, yeah, I can do that, but I
I'm not.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just to remind himself of the violence that he's capable of.
I'm
Oh my
on
gosh.
parole, so I got a record. So I can't go out here like this.
That works. That
He's
works.
just like, he looks at his head and it's parole papers and he's like,
It's just like a picture of his parole officer just like pointing at him. It's like, oh, no, I'm not doing that.
sorry, Officer Jerry, I know I can't do it. You're right. Alrighty, let's roll another D20, see what we get.
Alright, the next
We
D-
still got some ways we can fuck up the script here.
Alright, the next D20 is a 6. And we already rolled a 6,
We
so
already
ignore
got that one. That's the plot twist.
Alright. A 5. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh, 5. This means we get our over-the-top character.
Yes.
So we roll a D20. We get to see who we get in our script.
So basically, we get a comic relief character going to be played by any of those people there. Shit.
Oh, bro, roll an 8. Roll an 8, please.
Fucking
Please don't
Christ.
roll an
Alright, rolling a 9. Oh, no.
No.
Paris Hilton.
Paris. Oh, shit.
How are we gonna get Paris Hilton?
How the fuck are we gonna put Paris Hilton in this fucking movie?
Cheerleader? I don't know.
Is she the coach?
Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely.
She's the coach.
The manager?
Could she be the manager of the USA team though? Like she's like the evil manager.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Okay, yeah, she's the one that cut our protagonist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even though it was like clearly like Well, it's like this dude was in the right, even though he beat a dude half to death.
Dude,
He was in the right,
He was
though.
in the right though. It was totally justified. Totally justified.
But she's like, I got to do what I got to do. You're off the team.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I hit more runs. And she's like, well, he's the best pitcher in the biz. Like,
Oh, this
he's
is
the
gonna
best
come
pitcher in the
to a shock to
BBC.
you, but I think we're gonna have to take you off the team. Cops are outside.
What did I do? I didn't do.
I ain't do nothing, bro. Free my man.
He's just like, wow. He's like a fucking like the toxic boyfriend.
wow.
Dude, wow. You would say that shit,
You
wouldn't
got me
you?
a
Oh my
4K, and you're gonna believe that? Wow.
God. You're gonna believe him over me?
You're
Seriously?
gonna believe that
Holy
4K
shit.
footage?
You're gonna believe the fact that you watched me do it?
No, that's fine. You believe whatever you want to believe. Like, go ahead, I guess. But
Do what you gotta do.
just a toxic dude. Holy shit. Okay, so she's the manager. We still got one more way we can mess this up a little bit. That honestly, putting her at manager, I feel like is a good fit because I really don't know where else you would go. But Colin, roll us another d20. Let's see what we get.
All right. The last D20, the last wild card we got to throw in here is a 10.
10. Script must include a real athlete who is brought in as the main character of the story.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
So, everything we had about our character, we now need to replace by casting an actual baseball player to play them.
Got options.
Shit, I don't know that many current baseball
Oh, who's
players
that?
right now.
Who's that dude on the card? Is he on the Cardinals? Do you know that dude? He's like a crazy two-way player. Like I think he like pitches and bats.
So
like
Tani,
crazy.
he's on the Angels, but he's Japanese.
I
We
don't
can make it a
care.
Japanese.
Yeah,
Move him.
Dominican.
Doesn't matter.
He was on
Remember,
Team
he's
USA.
moving too. He can. He's. Well, it's
on
not
team-
really world. This dude, by the way, this guy's leaving Team USA to go sign with Dominican for a world championship, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, if he can throw 99
where
miles
they're
per hour,
from.
I believe the U.S. team would get him a citizenship either way.
Okay. The other thing is though, because we got to think: is there any players that maybe have a little bit more like star factor? Bring in like that dude's like it. If you watch baseball, you have major respect and like that dude. But if you don't, you maybe don't know the name as well. So do we have to get like fucking Bryce Harper for this shit? Like, do we have to get a bigger name? Fucking Vlad Guerrero? Like,
So
What are
that's
we
what I was
thinking?
thinking.
Who was okay? I haven't
You
paid
thinking
attention to
Vlad?
baseball in a long time. Who's the bat flip guy?
Batista.
Jose Batista, like the Toronto one,
Yeah, that dude.
the one who like threw the bat.
Yeah, again, he's like one of the only
He's
ones
not
that I
popping
like,
anymore,
know.
though, is
No?
he?
He's actually playing for the Dominican Republic in the Olympics coming up. Baseball.
Oh well,
Actually,
that's
Oh,
cool,
shit.
but he needs to be on Wait, he needs to be traded from USA.
Okay.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, Colin's vote goes to Jose Batista. What do you think of Jefferson? You probably watch the most baseball out of all of us. If you were to see any baseball player right now in a baseball movie, who would you think it'd be?
That's a good question. Anybody?
Mike Trout? Like, I'm trying to think
Trout's
about, like-
dry. I don't think he would. I
yeah,
think
he
it'd
ain't got no personality.
be like Kristen Stewart type of acting if we got if we got him.
Some Twilight.
Yeah, exactly.
We could also cast like a legend of the game
oh,
too,
Okay.
but like it can't be that old. But trying to think.
So not too old. So Babe Ruth's out of the question, I guess.
he's
dead,
a
bro.
little low there.
Oh, we can do the Paul Walker thing, get the CGI face.
Oh my! We did that last week. We can't keep bringing people back to life in our scripts. We
Oh.
just can't.
Who do we bring back in the
what
other one?
about,
What was it, like, we brought back Alex Hitchcock the other week.
Alex
Or
Hitchcock.
oh my god, Jesus Christ! What the fuck is his first name?
Younger brother,
Jesus.
Alfred.
Alfred. Jesus Christ! Why couldn't I think of that?
Yeah, it
The homie Alex.
We should know that.
Jesus. Yeah,
Um,
probably. Fuck.
Is it too on the nose to use Jeter? Is it too like?
Everybody loves Jeter.
I feel like it might be. Yeah.
No, I don't like.
The thing is to put.
It would
to
be
put
a
him
hard
as, like,
sell
the
to make
scrappy
him like
dude.
the greedy or anything. Like he's the
Yeah, the dude who gets cut because he's like the pretty
yeah.
boy. He's like
I
the
mean, our character is
face.
beautiful, right?
That. Who is the sexiest baseball player
Yeah,
that we can get
exactly.
right now? Like that's what we're looking at. Okay.
Who's
got personality though? Vlad's got personality. I like
Fernando
Vlad.
Tatis,
Ooh.
he's got huge.
Wait, who's that dude that threw hands with Batista?
Rugnet Odor. I was gonna say his name, but nobody knows who he is. Yeah.
Oh god.
But like he looks like
A-Rod.
I don't know.
Bring in A-Rod. Oh my god, Barry fucking Bonds, like bring in like a roid dude.
Oh my god, who were the fucking?
I'm gonna give it all to you.
Who were the baseball players that had Andy Samberg and the Bash Brothers?
Oh fuck, what are their names?
Jose Canseco and
Canseco and Mark McGwire.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Is it a bad sign that we're trying to talk about recognizable baseball players and I'm like blanking on all of them right now?
You thought about Jose Canseco though. I'm proud of you for that.
Those are not like household names, even though they had great careers due to performance enhancing drugs.
Bro, I don't care.
But everybody
going way off topic. This is my personal opinion. I think that in baseball you should be allowed to do steroids, and you just have to wear like a badge on your shoulder that says, like, I'm doing steroid. Because if there was a baseball league where everyone went up to bat and just hit home runs every fucking at bat, I would probably watch.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, those dudes were on roids, but those guys were fucking insane. Like they were crazy. Right. Okay, we'll hand it to you, Jefferson. Just pick a player you want to see in this movie. And we'll throw him in. He's going to be playing it. Our character's not going to change. It's just going to be played by this guy, basically.
Okay. I feel like if it's a youthful guy, I think we have to go Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando Tatis. Okay. Colin, you might want to... I'm going to look him up because I think I know who he is, but I need to check. Oh, yeah, I know Fernando Tatis.
The name sounds familiar. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
this is a dude who was on MLB.
Yeah, he's on the cover. Yeah.
Oh, okay. yeah. This guy's cool. He's got personality. I like that.
And not everybody not everybody likes him because he's like
that
new school guy, flips the bat. You know, he's got the chain.
He's a little cocky.
Yeah.
But okay, so he's gonna have to be a little bit more patient than he actually is in real life. But that's okay. We'll coach him through it. I'm sure he's a fantastic actor. So Fernando Tatis is in the movie, and I think that's all of our wild cards right there.
That is all of the wild cards.
All right, so I think we're going to do a quick little ad break, and then we're going to go into writing this script. I'll read the ad real quick. And if you can believe it or not, you would not guess who the sponsor is today, Colin.
Oh, I have no idea who it's going to be. Who is our sponsor going to be?
Well, I'm going to surprise you here because today's episode of Writing with Dice is sponsored by us. Yes, of course. Patreon.com/SelectStartNetwork. If you're loving what you're hearing and seeing here and you want to support us, why not go over to Patreon.com/SelectStartNetwork. You can support us for a couple of bucks a month to some of our better stuff. We have a live and uncut tier where you can see all of our private shows live and all of our content uncut, as well as we do post shows for this show and a couple others. That's all going to be on there. And I believe it's $8 Canadian, $5 American a month to subscribe at that level. So if you want to do it, why not? If you can't support us financially, totally get it. Just by giving us a like or a share, showing us out on social media, subscribing on YouTube, any of that, we appreciate all of that. We love all you guys, and thank you for sticking with us. And yeah, that is, again, our wonderful sponsor. I think that is 6 weeks in a row or so, whatever. We've been sponsored by ourselves, so consistent. We're consistent here at SSN. Perfect. So I think with that, though, we are ready to go into our script. So how does this movie start? How does this baseball movie start? What do you think? Do we start with the incident? Start with the blow up?
I think we show off how good our player is, you know, and like he's the guy on the team, and maybe a little bit more into it than we show the incident.
Are we going to start off with like the super cheesy like newsreels? You hear like a voice overdub of like, this player, our protagonist, is going through this. They're a fucking monster of a hitter, an absolute zen-like state of mind. Had an incident later this year, and we just that's like all of our plotting there.
Dude, He's one fucking game away from the hitting streak record. He's one game away from setting a hitting streak record, and then he gets kicked out of the league before he can even do it.
All right, I like that.
So that's the news. He's all this stuff.
Okay.
We're all excited. This dude's like a legend at hitting, all this, like playing crazy good. And then we cut to batting practice, where they just got a pitcher in, throwing it up. He's just cranking him out of the park. He's kind of talking with people. Well, people are kind of joking with him. But you can see this guy is kind of quiet today. He's focused in on something, and he's cranking him. And then they like say, "Hey, we're gonna warm up, whatever. We're gonna throw him in. He's gonna just pitch a couple to you for a warm up." And as they say the name of the dude, you see our main character kind of like, he like realizes that this dude's coming up, and establishing there's something going on deeper here. There's some beef clearly between these two dudes. And they're warming up. And the thing is, he's just gonna throw some floaters out for him to hit to warm up. But, that he goes up the bat, first pitch, this dude cranks it 100 miles per hour right at his head. And I think do we show it, or do we do the classic cutaway of like black screen and you just hear like fucking like.
I think we definitely do. We avoid the violence for now until we shock them all later with the actual violence of Murder Ball. Or base brawl. Yeah, base brawl, BBC, the BBC. I think like we do like the hard cut. It's like all somber, and then just like boom, right cut to our main character sitting in the jail cell with the cuffs on him. So it's like we're getting right into the shit. He's just like he's in trouble. He gets let out by the manager who talks to him, and this is kind of all leading up to the manager cutting him from the team. And this dude's gonna get kind of like furious, but he's not gonna push past because he's already been outraged. So I think kind of met our character a little bit, very slowly establishing some of his personality. But our first real talking scene is gonna be him let out of jail by the manager, and then Paris Hilton as our manager and him kind of talking. So they go back to their office and they're talking. And what do you guys think? Where are we gonna go from there? One thing I want to bring up, should we name our protagonist here? Should we just throw in a name for this guy to have?
It's the plot of Mr. 3000. Okay, well, it's slightly different, okay, Fabit? It's not Mr. 3000. All right. He had a chance to get the hitting record, and he got unceremoniously taken from him, not left in the past. Stop telling me I'm ripping off scripts, Fabit. I'm not trying to.
We're just finally noticing.
We're
just talking about so many movies all the time. We're realizing how so many of them are just similarly structured here, and we're using that to our advantage to write our own.
And so, okay, so first of all, what's our main character's name? He's just gonna go by Fernando?
Fernando Tatis as Fernando Tatis.
We call him Fernando Tatis Sr.
And no one will.
You're gonna
no
play
one
your
will
dad,
expect
Fernando.
that.
He's like, I don't want to do that. Not your real dad, just like a character. Like
Is it just Fernando Tatis the third?
The third. Oh, it's his son. The distant future.
Ooh,
Switching it up.
it works.
It's such a weird thing to pitch. We want to make a movie about your son that you may or may not have already.
I know you're like 19 years old, but
he's a disgraced baseball player who plays in a murder league. Just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Trust me, just do the movie. It'll get us money.
He commits aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But it's all good at the end.
It's deep, dude. It's character. Think about it.
Hey, we got Paris Hilton to play his manager. Listen.
Think about Space Jam, but with more violence. It's like, what the fuck would that even be? We got Paris Hilton for the movie. Come on. All right, so how does that talk go with the manager? You think? I mean, obviously it doesn't go well, but
I feel like she tries to let him down easily, but he probably overreacts just a little bit. He's definitely going to take it a bit too much to heart, and he's going to probably rage. He's going to throw some shit around, maybe.
And he, classic walks through the streets in the pouring rain, and then, kicking rocks, sad music, and then looks up at a lamppost with a flyer of like pull the number. it's the what is it, baseball league? Calls them up.
It's the is the Dominican teams having triumphs.
Yeah.
The team in the Dominican Republic had posted on a lamppost
In
a
Ohio.
triumph thing in fucking Ohio. They got connections there. Okay, I'm good. Let's suspend the disbelief a little bit. He just that's it's not even like he's scouted. He finds a fucking triumph.
Somehow the paper's all dry. It didn't smear the ink.
It's completely light. It's completely dark out, but the one light is just like shining right on that ad. It's like, oh, yeah, it's meant to be.
I like the idea. He doesn't even like try and look at other teams if they'll take him. He just immediately thinks, I'm done in this league. I'm gone. Maybe we'll have a line about how she says like you're basically blacklisted. You're not gonna have a shot with another team, and I'm sorry, but that's just what happens when you do the things that you do, Fernando. And then Fernando's like, you don't understand. I was in the right. and then he goes walk out in the rain, and then he sees a flyer, and then what if the flyer flew and hit him in the face, and he pulled the flyer off, and it was the wind came all the way from Dominican Republic, blew the flyer. It was like destiny.
We show a montage of just like the paper from the Dominican, like going over coast to coast. Yeah, I feel that.
That works.
Okay, just for it to smack him in the face, and he pulls it off.
It gets on like the windshield of like a plane crashes, and then it keeps on blowing.
It just like it goes through all of these like super traumatic events, like plane crash into like a bus crash. Right. It's on like a big highway. It's like a lot of really insane violence out of nowhere to hit Fernando.
It causes some Final Destination shit. It lands on a windshield. Someone crashes the car. Right. Do you know how many people died for you to see this ad?
Oh, but dude, I would love to if he goes to the bus station with like his bag, and then the bus guy is like, where to? And he's like, the Dominican, and then he's like, hop on, and he just takes a bus ride from Ohio all the way to the Dominican Republic.
There are buses that do that. No question. And that paper scene has to be at least like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
He gets an opening, like that paper gets an opening credit like, title.
There's just like a fucking like there's a scene about like the U.S. government saying this paper is doing things that we can't explain.
Someone gets a gun on the phone.
We got like a UAV strike on the paper, but the paper goes out of the way and it like hits like a fucking Capitol building. It's like, oh no!
Dodges every missile. Like,
someone find out what the paper wants. We don't know what it needs. What are its demands?
A little side plot. Like, movies need that.
It's like pouring rain as the paper's going down, about to hit him, and there's just like a dude standing there with a gun, and he's just like, it's not worth it. I've been chasing revenge for this paper my whole life. I need to go see my family, and then he goes away. All right, well that happens for 20 minutes of the story.
And the HP and the HP paper.
Yep. And who are we gonna have? Who's gonna voice the paper that doesn't say any lines? We should like get like a big name actor for this to play like the paper, like they do all of the mocap of like the paper.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Is Daniel Day-Lewis talented enough to play this piece of paper?
I don't know. That's a tough role. He's gonna have to be in character for at least like a year before we start production. That's tough.
The pitch meeting is like, it's like, Daniel Day-Lewis, we want you to play this piece of paper that goes on this journey. And he's like, what the hell? Get someone else to. And you're like, you don't understand, DDL. You're the only one. You're the only one who can. It's like DiCaprio was turned down for this role. Brad Pitt was turned down for this role. Like, all big name actors, best actors. Tilda Swinton was turned down. Like, we got some big names that were coming for it, but it went to Daniel Day-Lewis.
I just imagine Daniel Day-Lewis in the meeting being like, hey man, I don't know if I can take this. And then the studio exec is like, our second choice is Danny DeVito. Danny DeLewis is like, I'm doing it.
I'm not letting Danny DeVito take another role from me. So who is like the begrudging cop that has been chasing this paper for the 20 minutes? And like the one who works with the Pentagon and stuff. That's gotta be a big name too. Like they need to be objectively way more interesting than whatever the actual baseball story is.
The paper side story? Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Got any ideas?
What about Favin? Favin, who do you want to see in this script? Favin's always active in the chat.
Shit.
Oh god.
We're just writing a completely different movie at this point. Like
I know, I really like
never
this
meant
movie
that.
too. The idea of like an innocent, this is like a piece of paper just doing stuff incidentally but causing all this terror and having like, the military on him. It's just so fucking funny.
we're not gonna add.
All right, we'll Liam Neeson's a good one.
Ooh.
Oh, Liam Neeson plays a really good revenge cop. Tracy Morgan.
That's a great idea. Come on. It's...
There are Tracy Morgan's the detective. Hey, piece of paper! You gotta stop! Okay, Tracy Morgan's our cop chasing the paper. Anywho, that goes on for 20 minutes. We might see it later in the script, but we don't know. We know for a fact, though, that Fernando, he rips the thing off and throws the paper behind him. So the chase is still gonna go on.
That's a post-credit scene right there, or a sequel. Spin-off.
We're starting our own cinematic universe.
Making money. All right, so he goes, takes his bus to the Dominican, and we see him getting off the bus. So it is without a doubt he went one bus drive, Ohio all the way to the Dominican Republic, no questions asked. He gets off, and he's like, "Oh, so these are the facilities," and he gets to he gets dropped off right at the baseball stadium. Because we gotta move forward. We just spent 20 minutes on a piece of paper. We gotta progress.
This movie's got
story
pacing
a little
issues.
bit.
We gotta have something happen.
What do you mean? We just had 20 minutes of hardcore action and stunts.
Shit.
We probably need a break away from it for a
Fuck.
second.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Fuck.
So he gets in and then he meets the team and like what are some of the personalities he meets when he gets into that Dominican team? Also, am I lagging at all for you guys? Just want to check.
Not really. The visual gets fuzzy now and again, but you're not lagging that bad, actually. You're pretty good.
Okay. So who are some of the personalities he meets in the locker room?
Just like obviously like the hardened vets, the guys that are just doing that to get like food on the table, but their like bodies are just not holding up.
It is a tryout too, so we could have like them all like judging him like he's like, oh this it's just a bunch of old heads being like, oh this young buck don't know a damn thing about contact hitting, but actually no, old dudes swing for the fences too. But we have like the tryout thing. He's like, okay, kid, let's see what you got, and this kid is just absolutely cranking it, just fucking boomers, 500 footers off this dude, and maybe like the pitcher is just like he's like, okay, you got a little bit of sauce, and it's like this pitcher is like kind of like the charismatic old dude, like the takes him under his wing, and he's like try and hit this, I bet you can't, and he's like, okay, whatever, old head. And then this dude just throws like the nastiest changeup of life. Like this shit goes like, looks like it's coming 100 but goes like 40 miles per hour. Like it's ridiculous. And it's like, it's like a thing for him, a learning moment, almost like, okay, I can't judge these dudes early on. They obviously got a little bit of something going on, but he proves he can bat. He proved at the trial. You think anything else you guys think would kind of happen there with his character or anything like that?
I think that's the first. Maybe he gets like triggered for the first time since, and then that's the first time we see the picture in the cap, either of his parole officer pointing at him or mangled body that he left behind.
True. We do have to hint at that at this point. So he has to have some kind of little triggers that something happens where his teammates are like, oh, that was weird, and we just gotta maybe start showing the flashbacks of what happened.
What if, okay, he throws the changeup, it's kind of fun, and then this is like the old cool dude, and then like one of the other dudes who's kind of a dick is like, yo, let me have a toss, and then like this, the confident guy's like, yeah, I'll hit anything on anybody, and then this old dude, like the douchey one, comes in and just tries to beam him, throws it right at his head, but obviously he's not throwing it 100 miles per hour, so it's like coming at him, it's like rage, and then he just fucking moves out of the way. And he just kind of like looks at a dude and he's like, ooh, young boy's kind of quick or something like that. And then that like rage coming out, but then like the other old heads like, hey, you better fucking watch it. This kid's got talent. We don't want to take him out early. But that's when we get our first taste of he's got to calm down. He's got to see the violence he did. But I think we don't show the picture yet. We just show him looking inside his hat and being like, oh, okay, and then putting it back on. So, what would you think? Where we go from there? We gotta establish tryouts. They probably accept him on the team. They're all very critical of him right now. But then there is the one old head who's kind of like, I like this kid. He's kind of got style. We need to introduce the base brawl part though, more so. I think.
That's when we start getting into games, or.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think maybe.
Yeah. At this point, we got to start getting in games. We got to start showing the base brawl action. We got to clarify the rules of how this works, so the audience knows when they're watching the games how it all works and where the violence is coming from.
Another 20 minutes of exposition of base brawl and its history and the rules.
Absolutely. We just show a full small documentary in the middle of this one about the history of
don't need to do all this.
I want a Schneider cut. I want like 5 hours.
Yes. Hell yes.
Well, that's a good point, Favin. Favin said that we should have a boatload of cameos from MLB players playing in this league, because we haven't established that the MLB is the thing. We have the base brawl league for sure, and then like the other kind of prestige league. So we could bring in some other players, some vets. Oh my god, yeah, we should have like the old vets be played by like Jose Canseco and shit, and like have like those old kind of players with a little bit of roughness to their history, and they're playing in like this old brawly league. That'd be kind of sick.
Like Jose Canseco needs to be like, this is a Jose Canseco movie.
Absolutely.
Is Jose Canseco the cool dude? Is he the cool vet?
He was the one Andy Samberg played.
I know, but like, who should we have as like the cool vet that like takes him on in the team?
Probably Jose.
Yeah, that would be Jose.
You think Jose?
He has a couple screws loose, but like, you know, he's still like a good guy. He's still the cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's still the cool guy.
I think Mark McGuire's on the team, and he's just like that stone cold, like no emotions kind of dude, but like not a dick. But then, like, we put on Barry Bonds as the asshole, you know.
Barry Bonds is the Hulk raging asshole. He's just on more steroids than anyone. He's like, there's no scene where he's not injecting himself with steroids and just raging out.
So I think that part of it, we don't actually make this league necessarily like a fighting combined sports. It's just baseball with very, very loose umping. Like plays on bases are super dirty. Like, if you're not standing your ground on a base, you get trucked and lose the ball. Doesn't fucking matter. You lost the ball. You know, like those plays at home? It's like that on every base.
Exactly.
You know? So, and like, charging the mound in general is just a thing. There's a lot of brawling. There is a lot of brawling. Maybe it's an actual baseball league. They just call it the base brawl league because of how much fighting there is going on in this league. It's just like, you know what I'm saying?
The BBC, you know what it is.
Okay.
God damn it.
What position is our boy Fernando playing?
What position?
Because is he an outfielder in real life?
He's a shortstop.
He's a shortstop. Okay.
That's kind of like the flashy position, like that's a premium position. So I think that fits his character pretty well.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to be in this first game. There's got to be some spots where he goes for the catch at, not the tag up, but just trying to, you know, catch the guy at second from shortstop, and just gets fucking plowed. And he's like looking at the umps, and the umps are like, "You lost the ball, man." Like, and like his teammates are laughing at him. Like, there needs to be him getting absolutely trucked and like dummied by this league. And then there needs to be like a play at the end where the guy goes to truck him and he just like fucking hops the dude and tags him. He's just like, "Nah, I can play your dumbass shit.
Like,
I don't
definitely
need to fucking..."
there's gonna be like a couple plays, a couple shots of him just like kind of getting used to like the play, because you know back in the U.S. he was just playing regular baseball, and then over here he's not used to like the contact and how the rules work, so he's gonna be getting absolutely destroyed. For the first few games, and then you see kind of similar plays happening later on, and then he's avoiding the contact, he's making like evasive moves in the field.
I think too, when he's up at bat, these pitchers are throwing high and inside. They're pitching dangerous. And this dude's like, ref, come on. And like the ref is calling strikes on this shit, like to piss him off. And then I think one play, he just, right before he bats, he takes a step back because the pitch is going to be right in the batter's box. And he just fucking sends it 500 feet and just fucking flips his bat to the dude. And that probably starts a brawl, to be honest. But I think that gets a lot of, like, he has to do the thing of, like, he's complaining to the refs. He realizes the refs aren't going to do shit. So he just starts playing the way they play and then starts earning a little bit of respect in the league and with his team.
Sure.
So I think he's got to play a game or two in the league, and then they get the invitation to the BBC. They get the invitation to the World Championship because they've been playing so well in the league that they hit the qualifiers for the first time, and this is like big. The team's like kind of excited. They're like, we're not gonna do shit though. And then they're like, oh wait, the best team in this tournament right now is the fucking Ohio Eagles. Like, that was your team, wasn't it, Fernando? And then Fernando's just got fucking red in the eyes, and he's like, we're winning this fucking tournament, and like slams like the invitation down or something. And then they all hop on a bus to Tokyo where the tournament is taking place. It's like the same bus driver who's just the fucking mythical bus driver who's in Ohio and the Dominican and can drive to Tokyo.
Your school bus crossover. I think that's what we need. Frizzle just opens the door. She's like, get in, let's go.
Jesus.
Alrighty, so I think kind of games, we got that montage of him learning the game, and then they get the invitation. And I don't know, should we like hint to anything else before we start going to the World Championship, or do we just hop right into the BBC?
I think we just hop right on.
I'd love to hop into the BBC. I feel actually, you know what, we should get right in there.
You think so? Just kind of get in there. We've got to remember, Jefferson, there still needs to be a plot twist that happens. I feel like it's coming up at the tournament.
I forgot about that. Shit.
I'll say the thing is, I think it's gonna be at the end.
Okay. All right. So, I think that we can kind of, as the tournament's like going on, the first game of the tournament, they're up against. They can't be up against the highest seed because that's the other team, but they're going to be up against like the 2 seed because they're a really low team. They're really low, so they got to be up against one of the better teams in the tourney. And I think that this game is going well for them, and then the other team starts to play super dirty, and like there is a point where arguably this dude should have charged them out and just beat the shit out of the pitcher because he's playing super dirty, and he does the same thing of looking into his hat. He just kind of takes a second and breathes, throws his hat and his helmet back on, and then just fucking cranks like a 500-footer. It just booms that thing off.
So when are we gonna reveal the actual pitch?
We're doing it after this game. So the vets are gonna say to him like, "Hey man, like, you really should have just fucking fought that dude out there. Like, why? How are you able to keep it cool?" And then he kind of just takes a second and he like pulls a picture out and like slides it in front of everybody. And that's when you see the picture.
Okay.
And you genuinely see how much fucking damage this dude did. Like, first game, like, it's like fuck this dude's face. Because we haven't seen the other rival guy yet.
Okay.
But we're going to see him after this, and his face is going to be kind of fucked up because, you know, honestly, our dude kind of feels like the bad guy right now, but that's okay.
The other guy's going to come out looking like Deadpool in Wolverine Origins.
Oh God. He just has the diamond things for no reason on his face.
So, I'd say after that game, maybe that's when we meet the antagonist. Like, his buddies see what he did to him, and then outside the locker room, like the antagonist and his old squad is there, and they're like, "Oh, not a bad little game you guys play. Like, you know, you kind of just like a bunch of like, it's like a bunch of like trash dudes trying their best, like super backhanded shit." What do you guys think? What are we gonna see from our antagonist coming in here? What type of shit is he gonna be saying?
He's just gonna be chirping, just the typical trash talking that you're gonna hear from him. Like, "Oh, buddy, I can't wait to bring back the championship home to your mom. See how she's like the trophy." Like, I don't know. That's not the best syrup in the world, but fucking that kind of shit.
Yeah, it could have been better, but that's okay. What do you think, Jeff? Any you think there's going to be any altercations or anything here?
I think
or...
he's like, okay, so I think he's gonna
Okay.
do the same thing that set Fernando off. He's just gonna be beaming guys, and then the final straw is like cool vet Jose Canseco. He hits
okay.
him,
Hold on.
and
We gotta wait. We gotta wait till we get to the championship
we're not
for
in the
that.
championship. Okay.
Not yet. No, this is This is like after their first game meeting in the locker room. By the way, I absolutely.
Okay, I was like,
I
okay,
love
this is
that.
the
By
first,
the way.
Okay, so this is the
No.
first time they see each other. Okay, so I thought we were playing a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's a really good fucking idea, though, and we're gonna hold on to that.
We're gonna get back to
But,
that. Okay.
So this is just the first time they're kind of meeting after, and they're kind of talking shit in the locker room. But what do you think? Is our dude being calm and collected? Is he's not engaging, right? Like he's got to be.
Yeah.
Fernando's he's chill, right?
It'll-
So I wonder what. Sorry, what was that?
Maybe he does kind of like get back into that zone. You know, you get those like flashbacks with white flashes in between, with the like PTSD kind of like,
like super.
yeah, extremely dramatic with the sound
Mm.
effects, and then he gets to that point, but then like he rushes him, then like his
But
teammates,
Jose.
but his
Yeah.
his teammates got him, like hold him back.
And they're like, you'll think, and then he's like, just like I thought, cheap shotting like always, Fernando or some shit.
Right.
Well, meanwhile, this dude just absolutely beamed him, but whatever. So I think from there we kind of move on to the second game. And let's see, first game was kind of a little dirty, but tested him. What do we think the second game goes like? You think it's going to be more of a challenge? Are they going to get into their rhythm more? Like,
I feel like this is the
because
point
I would say
when...
they barely made it out of that first game. That's kind of the vibe. Like they barely made it out. It was a close one.
I feel like at this point we gotta
this
go
is the
for the
second
good
game.
old-fashioned time-saving montage. We gotta go for that montage of them doing the rest of the
next two
tournament.
games.
That carries them, and the montage will end with them being like, "Oh fuck, we're actually going to the championships. We got the chance." I feel like we gotta rush through this.
I think
It's like
I
that's
think-
every.
I agree, but I think that the next we should have like a game with focus should be the like semis, like the game before they make it to the championship. Basically, the second biggest game of it. There should be some focus on it. I feel like something should happen. Like somebody should get hurt or something.
Oh shit.
Somebody, there's got to be. They make it to the finals, but at what cost? They're already suffering, even though they're down. So what do you think? Like somebody on the team could get hurt. Should he get hurt? Should
Paris
like a
Hilton get
major
hurt?
thing
Like-
happen? Well,
oh no, our
I
beloved
guess she
manager
could be
Paris
there,
Hilton.
but-
I was thinking of dodgeball at that point. Like at that point they lost fucking Patches O'Houlihan. Sad.
Oh yeah. What if they lost that game, but then it was like on the technicality that this player on the other team did this, it actually overturned the loss. Like what I kind of like them earning the win a little bit better, but like I'm just trying to think like what's some drama we can throw in before the final, because you want a little bit of drama before the championship, so
you're
it
right.
shakes and rocks the championship even a bit more.
Ooh, shit. Well, although, do we really want our protagonist team to get in on like a technicality type thing?
No, I don't like the technicality thing. I think I want to go with like something to like worsen them even more, so that the underdogs kind of even lost their shot at winning it. That sort of thing. Like
So the theme of like having him like calm down with the pitcher in his hat. So they're celebrating. They're like, they won the game. They won the semis, right? Then he looks in his hat, lost it. Not there.
Oh,
The pitcher's
shit.
not there anymore. So he has to go into the championship game with all these triggering people and all that
he ain't
stuff.
got.
He doesn't have the photo.
Ooh, shit. That's good.
So his crutch is kind of on his own in the championship.
Oh my god! And then like in like the championship or something, it reveals that what's his fucking face has like the picture or whatever.
There you go.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So he loses it in the change room, the picture, the whatever, and they're like, "You're gonna be able to keep your cool," and he's like, Like I think so. Maybe I don't know, but he's like rocked. You know, he's. I think his confidence is rocked a little bit more because he doesn't know if he can keep his cool during it. But let's see. So we're at the championship game. They make it through, and this is the big one. This is like the longest game out of all the other ones. So I think Jefferson. I know you had some ideas about what's going to go on later, but how do we think this game starts? Do they get off to an early Do they get off to an early lead? Do they get behind early?
Classic sports movie. Championship game. They're down. They're down early.
So I think they get first inning blown out. They hit 5 runs in the first inning and just like demoralize them, like crazy inning. They're celebrating like crazy, like the other team's down or the other team is down, and then first two batters come up, and 2 up, 2 down, 3 strikes, like just getting dumpstered. And then our boy Fernando comes off. He's the third hitter. He kind of like takes a second. He sees the dude, and the guy's like just kind of like laughing. First pitch, high and inside, of course, right up in front of his eyes. And I think Fernando doesn't even flinch. He stands like this, and the ball like whizzes by, and then they call like the ball, and the dude like steps back. And I think that we need to see Fernando's first bit of swag. He needs to hit a boomer off this guy. He needs to it needs to be the first, like, and the team needs to have like a we're still in this game type of vibe. So I think he gets it up to a full count, and the other dude's like, it throws like a curve that looks like it's coming right at him, almost trying to trigger him. Starts sinking down, and Fernando just fucking cracks it. Maybe not even a homer. Maybe he gets like a double off it or something. Or like just like a good hit. Doesn't get to the fences yet, but gets a good hit. And it's like that. They kind of have that little moment, like when they make Thanos bleed. They prove you can get a hit on this guy. He's not unstoppable. You can get a hit on him. So that's a big play. The dude's pissed off, but it's that little bit of rally. Maybe they get 1 run in that inning, and then they kind of start to shore up on defense. And through the game, they just kind of get better. They get their confidence. And the main dude on the other team is kind of like pissed off and yelling at his team, right? Because he's a selfish dude. So what do you think, before we get to like the beating at the end, what are some other stuff that could happen in this game, like other sports movie tropes,
we do still have Jefferson's plot twist that we have not yet thrown in here. I think
is it coming later, Jefferson?
Very okay.
So what do you think? What are some ways we could, like, this game could go on? Like, do they just catch up right away? Do they get even farther behind? They need to have like a 4th inning pep talk, or like, what do you guys think?
Maybe this is the time when we got to show that the team is really coming together as one. Like, we got to have Barry Bonds come in and just start smashing homers. We got to have Sanko and McGuire just like working together, being the fucking Bash Bros, whatever they're called, to like fuck with the other team a little bit. We got to have the team coming together here.
And do we do like the classic sports comedy where they're like pranking the prestigious team because they're like the non-prestigious team?
They're
doing like
benchwarmers,
dumb shit. Yep. playing a little bit dirty, but like, not getting called on it. I think we also get a couple of sick plays of like the ball like in the glove, flipping it up to somebody for the double play. Like, we get some cool shots, and you just start to see the other team get really frustrated. So I think for what they're really frustrated, and all that pent up frustration leads up to the scene that Jefferson was talking about, which I'm allow you to explain out. So this is all their frustration, and then pitcher goes with the mound. He doesn't. So what were you thinking for?
Yeah, things are going good. They're making flashy plays. They're coming back into the game, or they're tied up in the game or something like that. And then the cool vet Jose Canseco comes up, takes a fastball right at the dome, and he's out for the game. And then as he's getting carted off, he's like, "You could do this," or something like inspirational advice to Fernando, like, "Got this," or something like that.
So I feel like after Jose gets hit, though, our boy Fernando, he sees red, right? Like, he's on the bench. He's in the fucking batter's box. He's up next, and he sees that. So what do you think he's doing during that scene?
He takes off his cap, forgetting that he doesn't have it, and then the shot of just the empty cap again. And gonna fool the audience that he's gonna like lose his cool, and then he hits another bomb.
So I think that we do. He looks at the hat. He's like getting pissed, like getting like arguably like he's like breathing heavy, all that shit. He gets up to the thing. He starts like trying. He's like kind of pissed, and then he looks, and the dude like before the pitch like just flashes in his finger. He's got the little picture there. He's just kind of like that, throws it back, and then as he's going up the pitch, it's like very like slow motion. He's like that intense breathing, sweat, the Gatorade commercial thing. The same thing. Pitch is coming in high and inside, and Fernando does the ever so classic steps back and fucking like one-legged leaning back, just cranks the thing like that shit that he did earlier to prove that he can like hit on these hard pitches. He pulls up and he does that again, and he doesn't even celebrate. This man just fucking puts his bat down and runs his home run thing, gets back to the fucking mount, and he's like, "We're winning this for Jose." All right, so that's our big sports moment. Well, what's our crunch time moment? Like, is it tied up bottom of the inning and he hits it? Like, we need like our big play at the end. What are you guys thinking?
I thought
because he's already like 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 at the plate right now.
He's hitting pretty well.
So there's no doubt that he's kind of redeemed himself against his own team. But
or do we do that play at the very end? Like
yeah, maybe.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like that whole time, I was like, oh shit, that's our finale. That's how he wins it. We have that super dramatic thing about how he was like going to rage, but he controlled himself, and then he got the homer and wins it. And that's what I thought was gonna happen.
And oh, dude, it's like a big homer. Everyone's celebrating. They're jumping out of like the dugout. They're meeting him at the plate, but this dude's not even smiling. He's just worried about Jose. He's like he's keeping it all together, and fucking maybe at the end on the field, like Paris Hilton comes out and she's just like, there's still a spot available on the team if you want it. Or oh wait, no, hold on, Jefferson. When's the twist coming up?
Wait on it. You go ahead.
Oh shit, this is gonna be the very end. This is gonna be like the last shot.
The very end.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So Paris Hilton comes up and she's just like, we still got a spot available on the team, like if you want it. And then Fernando, of course, is like, you know what? I think I'm good where I am.
Gonna do the rush hour with Chris Tucker. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to go. I'm LAPD.
Alrighty, so that happens, and I am very interested in this twist. What is happening after that?
Okay. So they win the championship.
Yep.
And then it fades to black, right? They're hoisting the trophy, everything like that. Everything's good. The underdogs did it. Fades to black. Then heart monitor sound. Right? Fades up. I think you know where I'm going with this. It fades up. Fernando was in a coma the whole time since getting beamed in the
Oh no!
No. So when he got beamed, he was in a coma. He was just knocked out the whole time.
Oh no! Oh, God, the entire thing was a dream. Shit! Oh no!
Y'all put me in a corner.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? It was a dream the whole time.
The cheapest one you could put in there. Just like go back to the start. Now it was a whole dream. It was all a dream the entire time. Shit.
So that means he didn't learn anything about himself. He did I guess he maybe went through that character growth. Like, did he wake up, or is it like on the cliffhanger that he's just asleep?
He wakes up.
He's like, "Where's Jose?"
He wakes up, gets out of the hospital, walking down the street, passes a light post. You're still there.
Oh.
The paper flies past him.
Paper still hit?
Paper still.
Yeah.
And all he hears is Daniel Day-Lewis say, "Do it, son."
The wrist. Yeah. So it actually is like saying that he had a dream about how maybe he should be out of a toxic situation where he was playing.
Maybe Paris is in the hospital and she's just like, "You'll never play baseball again."
She's a nurse at the hospital.
They hit you in the head in the part where you learned how to play baseball, so you don't know how.
So we'll just take you to a league so you can get concussed again.
Mm-hmm. And then I think after credit scene, Tracy Morgan drinking alone at a bar, and then a man in a suit comes up and he's like, "We need you, Trace. You're the only one that can catch him." And then he's like, "I know who you're talking about, and I'm not in." And he's like, "These pictures are from last week in Rio de Janeiro." And they just throw him a file of a piece of paper flapping in the wind in Rio, and he's just like, "I'm in." And then the movie ends.
There you go. Spin off.
Perfect. We tied it all back at the end. Fuck.
Like a bow.
It was all a dream. We've literally successfully not used that for the entirety of the show, and then we bring Jefferson on in his first episode. He's like, "It was all a dream, baby." Let's go.
Shit.
Alrighty, so I think the final step, and Jefferson, as the guest, you have the honors of this final step, is we need a title for this movie. You're allowed to have as many semicolons in it as you want, as many subtitles. Does not matter. Just whatever you think fits the script the best.
That's a good question, man. Okay. I don't know. Going hard. Poland. BBC.
I was gonna go to the movie expecting it to be a fucking porno. Like, god damn it! Oh, this was a movie about baseball.
It works. It's perfect. It works. God damn it!
All right, well, fuck. Again, a decent idea. Just slowly and simply deteriorates until we get to Going Hard, a BBC story. Colin, if you want to outro us, we'll go to the post show after this.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. There will be no Writing with Dice episode next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks. This is a very big thank you to Jefferson for coming on and being our guest for this week.
Yes, Jefferson. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We absolutely appreciate it. We love it. We love having our guests on. And so thank you everyone for watching. We love you and appreciate y'all. We're about to go record the post show, which you'll be able to go find on the SSN's Patreon. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Night.
Peace.